afternoon. England are about to play their first ever match in Albania, a footballing backyard of Europe. The whole World Cup qualifier coming up live from the capital of that country, Tirana. Well, Albania, in a sense, is the secret society of Europe, a country largely locked off to visitors. Tirana has a population of about 250,000. There are around 3 million Albanians in all. However many leks an Albanian might earn, 10 leks to the pound, he won't own a motor car. Indeed, the footballers representing their country today are more likely proud possessors of a decent quality bicycle. Anyway, let's hear what Barry Davis makes of it all.
This is Skanderberg Square in the centre of Tirana, the capital of Albania, which has been a socialist people's republic since 1946. The statue of the founder, Enver Hoxha, is behind me in the corner. The England team will make their way down the National Boulevard of the Martyrs, passing statues of Lenin and Stalin. But what there is also no doubt about is the warmth of these people and their enthusiasm for the game of football. They turned up in their hundreds when England arrived at the hotel. They were interested in everything that's been done since that arrival and up to the match. And they will show their warmth, whether they're successful or not, this afternoon. Of that, there is no doubt.
Well, England are expected to win, of course, but as we're continually reminded these days, there are few real whipping boys left in the international football arena. For example, the Albanians were somewhat unlucky to lose their previous home qualifying match against Sweden last November. The Albanians playing here in red scored first in the first half, and you'll see what a good individual goal it was too. The scorer was Shehu, took it well. And the Swedes have admitted since that they were very lucky to get a result here. They didn't really make their mark on the game until the second half, when they could have been 3-0 down. But in 68 minutes, Holmquist hit this left footer for 1-1, and the Albanians rather fell apart a bit after that. In fact, that might be a good sign for England, because they faded in the last 20 minutes or so. And the Swedes were able to score a winner just 3 minutes after their equaliser. And you'll see a man called Ekstrom getting that winner for them. But Sweden a bit lucky. The Albanians lost their only away group match so far too, but again by only 1-0 in Poland. England, of course, have that 1 point from the draw against Sweden and no goals so far. The England team shows just one change from the side that began against Greece in that friendly. Waddle returns to the side in place of Arsenal's Alan Smith, and you'll see that once again Beardsley is sub. Well, Jimmy and Bob are with us to watch the match here this afternoon. What do you make of the team, Jimmy? Any complaints?
Well, I think if England lose, there will be justifiable complaints about the team selection, mainly with regard to the strikers. It is experimental, Waddle up front with Lineker. Neither really is a target man, and yet every team in our league plays with at least one target man of the two up front. So the striking partnership is experimental. It might work against them today, but if it doesn't work, I think the fireworks are going to fly. I mean, to leave out Beardsley, who I must admit, I think in many respects he's our most talented international player, and to leave him out I think is a mistake. If he's off form, you start with him, and then if he proves to be off form, well, then you put in the second best.
Right, he is on the bench, of course. Bobby, your thought on the selection today? You're reasonably happy with it?
Well, in a difficult match, it looks really quite strong on paper. There are a couple of players in that possibly I wouldn't have, but nevertheless it's strong enough really to win against Albania. I have slight reservations about Peter Shilton, you know, great goalkeeper as he has been, that maybe he's not as sharp as he used to be. And also I think that sometimes, you know, the fullbacks, Gary Stevens in particular, seems to have given needless balls to the opposition, and I can only see us getting in trouble really if somebody makes a mistake, because I don't think that really they are good enough to actually beat us and score goals. But I'm very hopeful. The midfield looks quite strong.
You think we're going to win this afternoon, don't you?
I think we'll win easily.
Easy win then, okay. Thanks very much, Bob. And Jimmy, more from you at half-time. There we see the captain shaking hands now. So let's join Trevor Brooking and Barry Davis in Tirana.
Mia Broma, Mirsevini Nastipuri. Good afternoon and welcome to Albania. On a truly delightful afternoon, it's just a little breeze, it's warm sunshine, and there is a haze over the Dauji Mountains which form a backcloth to this fine Kemal Stafford Stadium. The two captains, Brian Robson captaining England for the 50th time, and for Albania is their forward, Arben Minga. Let's just check on the Albanian lineup. 5 come from 17 Nenturi, 3 from Partizani and 1 from Dynamo, so 9 of the side from the 3 clubs of the city of Tirana. The other 2 come from Villaznia, where the England under-21 side were successful yesterday. And just a confirmation of the England lineup, just the one change from the side which played in Greece, the inclusion of Chris Waddle, with Peter Beardsley starting the match as a substitute. And among those substitutes is the Queen's Park Rangers defender Paul Parker, who would seem to have been preferred to Tony Adams. All the photographers around the England team who have been very, very warmly greeted here. The atmosphere was marvellous yesterday for the training. Bobby Robson wanted to have nobody in the stadium at all, and the stadium was in fact cleared. And then suddenly back came the crowd. They found a way in, and there must have been about 3,000 here cheering at every opportunity that was given them. And Paul Gascoigne was very much the star of the show, both with acrobatics in shooting and then acrobatics in goal.